Build your own legacy, ladies and gentlemen. No one's coming to save you. I'll say it again. Build your own legacy, whatever that is for you. Stop at nothing. Eye on the prize. Now, I don't want this to turn into some motivational video. My content has never really been that. That might be a byproduct of the information that I give. But let's discuss this specifically. Build your own legacy, because when somebody wants to build their own legacy and do something big or great, they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? Same thing with success. We all define success differently. If building a legacy for you means you're going to make $100 million and leave your stamp on the world that way, so be it. If you just want to live a normal life, get the hell away from the city, be out, in the boonies, and you want to have a small family and live happily ever after, and that's how you want to leave your legacy, fantastic. Go for it. 100%. I knew for me, there was a lot of things that I wanted to do. First, it was basketball. I rode that till the wheels fall off. Because of injuries, I cut it short. Then I had to reinvent myself. But legacy was something that I always wanted to create. Impact. I wanted to leave a footprint, an imprint on the world. I wanted to dominate in sales and real estate. I wanted to impact the world with my message and what I do. And part of that has been education. Look, book, book, right here, right? I'm always reading, right? Always improving myself. But that's a part of the legacy. I know I got to keep feeding this thing and getting better. This is why I can always create content and do my thing and never stop. Building a legacy for me has evolved too, because now it's extended to Team BC, the coaching and everything that I do, the communities that I've created, helping other people build their businesses. I have, even within my coaching, I have a lifetime option now where I have like a separate group of people who have really committed themselves. And now I'm helping them invest in real estate and build their businesses and open up more LLCs and create multiple streams of income. And they're all well on their way to becoming millionaires. That's cool, man. That's all become a part of the legacy that I want to create. With my team, I want to get to the point where everybody's doing so well. We start doing deals together. Now that we launched the investment division on my nationwide real estate team, I would like to get to the point where we buy most of the deals in-house because everybody has the money and everybody's doing good. That's kind of where I'm thinking, hey! But that's for me. It doesn't have to be that way for you. And I think where a lot of people mess up is they're not in tune with themselves. We live in a culture now where you watch other people on social media, but first define that. What is legacy for you? And you may not answer it right here on this video. That's fine. But you really got to do some introspection and some soul searching. Why? Because that's what leads to you making the connection internally with what you truly desire. If you do not connect with what you innately, truly desire as a human being, you will always be lost and you will be led by your emotions, which is the lower self. That's the animalistic side of the human being. Then you're led off impulse. It's a lot more likely that you're going to fall prey to, the nightlife, lust, and all that other stuff. And that will veer you away from your higher intelligence and your purpose. This clicked in me at a young age in my pursuit in athletics. But once that got stripped away from me, I fell off and I spiraled in a negative way for a while in my mid-20s when that dream got taken away from me, 15 years ago, a little bit more now. But then after about a year, I finally reestablished, said, hey, the legacy has to move on. It has to grow and evolve and be something else. And then I established it. But I was very clear about what I wanted, because without that establishment of the clear direction and purpose that you want for the legacy that you want to create in your life, you will never persevere. You will never commit to something wholeheartedly, and you'll never embody that energy that many of you see in me, where it's like, dude, this dude he's on it. He's on it. He shows up every day. Ask my team. If I say I'm going to be there, I'm there. If we're going to do a training, I'll be there. And I do it every day. I'm at a point now where I'm training people hours every day. I think I'm on Zooms or doing team trainings, coaching 2, 3, 4 hours a day now. Like every day, pretty much, except for maybe one day a week. See, but I want that to be a part of the legacy. And now I'm in the position where I do that. But I've been clear about that. Same thing with the next step that I wanted to create, and that vision is bright, and then you always know. And the cool thing is when you really tap into it, y'all, it's there all the time. That's why it's easy to carry a note with you about what you want and remind you of what you're working for, and you're so connected with it that regardless of what's going on, hard times, financial struggles, challenges, obstacles, temporarily, sure, temporarily it doesn't feel good, but you know, I'm doing this because of XYZ. It's almost like watching an athlete who will kill themselves for the Olympic race, or that team that trains so hard all season that's waiting for the playoffs and the finals because they're just eye on the prize, and they'll deal with the injuries, the setbacks, and all that other stuff. Again, if you don't identify what that is, you will never tap into that. And then that's what will have you looking at certain individuals. Like some of you look at me in awe, like, how is he motivated? How does he have the energy? How does he have the dedication? Well, because that vision is clear. And remember, bad stuff is going to happen because everyone will say, well, I'm going through hard times. I get it. I had everything stripped away from me, y'all. I was at the top of my game. Before everything came crashing down where I had to basically restart, I was on pace to make almost $2 million that year. And a lot of people don't, they look at the simple life that, oh man, this guy's making, yeah. Then boom, overnight, social media shut down, have to leave my old real estate company. It fractures my team internally, right? Like, people leave me and I got left in the dust because, again, remember what I said in the beginning when I said build your own legacy. No one's coming to save you. And when stuff like that happens, not only do people reveal their true character, but again, you have to understand at the end of the day, at the top of your game or at the bottom, you're only left with yourself. So I never broke mentally. I was upset that I had to start over because a lot of that stuff was unjust. It doesn't matter though. Why? I said, I built it once, I'll build it again. I know the legacy that I'm building. My vision is still there. Let's just keep going. I got derailed. I just got to go. And now I'm building massive momentum. You've seen what I've done, especially for those of you who follow closely with my team. All the new members. We relaunched the investment division. I'm working with a developer now here in South Florida on the real estate side. My coaching program is growing. My new YouTube channel and Instagram growing, right? Especially the YouTube channel. It's almost monetized, guys. We're at almost 1,200 subscribers in like, what, 2 or 3 months? Pretty crazy. My original channel that got 200,000 subscribers back in 2019, 2020, that took me 2 years to get monetized. This one's on track to get monetized in like 4 months. Look at the difference. I built it once, I'll build it again. But what allowed me, in spite of all that, because to most people that would have broken them. I know a lot of people who, because of COVID or being deplatformed and all that stuff, lost jobs, careers, platforms. And I know a lot of them are upset, sad, depressed, and it broke a lot of them mentally. But I know deep down inside, and what I was trying to do to help them was help them figure out, have you lost touch with, or did you ever really connect with what your purpose was and that legacy that you wanted to create? Because if you did, then you would understand what I understand and feel like I feel. Or you're going to figure out and connect with it, and then it's like you got plugged into the wall and boom, you're off to the races. Because in spite of obstacles, circumstances, or anything external, internally, that compass and that guide is strong, that flame is burning, and you will keep going. But that introspection portion and really connecting with your true, innate, internal desires as a human being is so important and vital for you to really thrive in this. Because once you do, and you have the direction and you connect with it, I'm not going to say that it's easy, because it's not, but at least every day you'll have wiped out 95% of what people struggle with, which is like motivation, energy, drive, discipline. All that stuff will be checked off because you're literally, based on your own vision and desires and imagination, going after what you truly want. How could you not be motivated? The reason we struggle in a lot of everyday stuff, or like school, we procrastinated. So did I, right? We didn't want to do that stuff deep down. You were showing up against your will. You didn't want to do the homework, right? Like, right? Now, there might have been kids who really were like, oh man, I want to be the math whiz and engineer. I need to master math, right? Like those kids in those classes, or just in general, killed it in school. Because again, Even at that young age, they already knew, oh, I want to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, whatever. And they knew that, hey, this is the path to get there. So I have to master this step. Well, for them, of course, the byproduct is it's a lot easier and simpler for them to dedicate themselves to that. No different than a child who's 6 years old who says, oh, I'm going to be an astronaut when I grow up. And they're just reading books about space, pretending like they're somebody in a suit, like all day. They're in the space suit and just in their imagination, thinking, planning, because that's what they want. And they're living in bliss. You have that in you. We lost it growing up, going into adulthood, unfortunately, that imagination, that stubbornness that the child has, that connection with what you really want. If you tap back into that, which is something I work with people, especially close to me all the time, we have to tap into that. And when they do, it's like a switch goes off in people, man. I'm telling you. But you have to build your own legacy in the sense that what you create for you is special to you. And now, in this era that we're in, especially if we talk business, entrepreneurial, something like that, you can bring that vision to the world. Even if you're not interested monetarily, it's cool because you could start a YouTube channel or an Instagram or some kind of platform like that and just share with the world what you're doing. And a lot of people benefit from that because you may be able to create an empire based on what you really want. And then you start bringing in money, you build a brand, which opens up deals and partnerships like I've done over the years. Even right now with this small following, I've had a lot of people contact me. Oh, can we work with you in your brand? Can you promote our product? Even now, people that are brand new to me, they didn't know my old platforms and how big I was. And I have 1,000, 1,200 subscribers and this and that. We're growing. Same thing on Instagram. I think I have like 700 or 800 followers on the new account. But again, they're already seeing the vision, they align. That's the opportunity. So even if it's not monetary for you, and you just have a certain passion, that monetary benefit for you and your brand could help you in the long run because then it'll supply you with the funds that you need to live that passion or dream or whatever it is that you want to do. Because unfortunately, we live in a world that unless you detach from the system, you're going to need money. It's a cog in that machine, unfortunately, right? But I know the bulk of this video has been really focusing on identifying because once you identify with it, then the means to get there becomes a lot easier for you. Those decisions and risks that you're going to have to take will make sense to you and you'll be a lot more likely to take them. If it requires time, energy, money, resources, whatever, because you're clear about it now. It'll remove that block that you have that makes you so scared and hesitant to do anything. I'm telling you. And so many people are blocked internally because they really don't know what they want, who they are, what they want to go after, what they want to create, and it's sad. And we have to spend more time doing that. Turn off social media, spend time with yourself, get a notebook and a pen and say, what do I want? That's not, influence from the outside. Sure, you can take opinions and tips and information from me and other people that maybe you like or respect, but ultimately it has to be what you want. Just because I bought a Lamborghini doesn't mean that you really want one. Do you want one? If you really want one, then by all means, my friend, go out there and get it. But if you don't, and you wanted it just because I got it, you don't really want it. Same thing with all the stuff, moving, like I moved from California to Florida and all that stuff. If you don't want that, don't do it. But you got to identify with it. Then, like I told you, the means becomes much easier. But whatever that legacy is for you and whatever it is that you're going to build, once you become clear about it, then you can start to become a lot more methodical with it and say, okay, this is what I want. This is who I want to be. This is where I want to go. In a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, let's make the plan and let's get started. Then you'll get into action. Everybody right now is in their head, watching, consuming, and not doing anything. People who build their legacy, people who are actively on that journey are taking action every single day. Because I don't care what it is, starting a family, business, creating a community center in your community because that's what you want to do. All that stuff requires action. You can't just sit there and manifest it and think it. You gotta do. You gotta get out there in the real world, right? So build your own legacy, guys. No one's gonna come save you. And you have to be willing to dare to dream based on what you want. Because according to other people, everything that I've done in my life, I would never achieve. I'm crazy. It's never going to happen. It wasn't in the cards for me. Believe me, I've heard it all that negative talk and doubt. I've had it myself, but I've heard it from other people just in a crazy amount, to where if there was like a camera following me my whole life, even a lot of you would be surprised with how much negativity I dealt with. But I persevered and I overcame it. And I know it's possible for you too if you believe and you become clear with this thing. So build your own legacy. You'll be so happy that you did. All right. Anything else I can do for you guys, let me know. Drop a comment for the algorithm, subscribe, check out the free resources in the description, and we'll see you. All right. Peace.